gamers, to another GBHL YouTube channel video. You are back in with Speak Friend and Question with your channel host GBHL James, and I'm joined by a special guest, top table wargaming extraordinaire, scouring of Cheshire Legion Master and builder of all things beautiful terrain. It's Mr. Stephen Crow, everybody. Welcome back.
It's good to be back. I'm happy to be back. It's nice.
It's good to have you back because you are, of course, a pretty much a channel frequent.
Yeah, on and off.
Yep, you've been here since the beginning. If anybody can remember the old battle reports when we were first starting up the channel, it was of course Mr. Stephen Crow.
I'm that guy you pay to lose.
It made me look good for so long until I went to my first tournament and came last. That's what it was. You and Pete holding the fort.
Yeah.
The old days back at the Scout Hunt line. Well, it's always good to have you on here, and of course you're on Hotcakes Gaming quite a lot as well.
Yeah, it's good to be on.
How's everything going for the scouring of Cheshire? July's coming up soon, isn't it?
Yeah, really good, really good. I'm sort of working the socks off. Really busy at work, so it's difficult at the minute. But yeah, I'm working to the small hours, getting things ready for you guys. So I hope you appreciate it.
It's going to be incredible. Now, there's no point trying to sell that event because it's sold out, hasn't it?
Sold out, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely sold out, so that's going to be brilliant. Really glad that I managed to get a place, because when I saw that in your provisional list that my name wasn't on there, you know, I was a proper diva about it, wasn't I? Like, what the hell? Don't you even know who I am, Stephen? I need to be
honest. I kicked someone off. Sorry about that. I'm only joking. No, we squeezed you in. We squeezed you in. There's people still wanting to come, but unfortunately I can't get any more tables in. But I will keep them people posted. You know who you are.
No, I'm very excited about it because it's going to be one of my few opportunities this year to come and play some games and catch up with the community, and of course all the tables are going to be absolutely marvellous as well, so lots to look forward to if you're coming to Scouring Cheshire. Thanks for joining me with Speak Friend and Question this week. Unfortunately Harry couldn't make it because Harry's just put in a house on his offer. Put an offer on a house with his girlfriend.
Oh, exciting.
So they're looking to move in together for the first time.
Social life ends here, Harry.
I was giving him lots and lots of lessons, so it'd be nice to catch up with him next week. And I think Jamie's had some problems with a landlord as well, so I think he's having to go back and live with his parents. So unfortunately, not seeing him either. Now we are doing this off the phone this week. We've got loads of questions this week, which is brilliant. What happens when we do it off the phone, Stephen?
It can sometimes get muddled up.
Kind of, yeah. So it's not in the order that you've asked them, and
that's what I said, wasn't it?
Long questions can get cut off.
Yes, that's the one.
Now I'm going to answer them all off here, just in case Jane sends me any nude images or anything like that. But we are going to give you first response on all the questions. And Speak Friend question this week is going to start off with Saruman the White. He's put hashtag GBHL Harry. What do you think about that as a notion?
I think it's a good idea. I think he's really good on camera. He's easy to watch. He talks like a fan. So yeah, he's like the fan's opinion.
Yeah, it's really nice.
He's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy, Harry. Like him a lot.
He's a nice guy. I just unfortunately had to let him down with regards to he's asked me to go and play some five-a-side tonight, but I am running the class in South, so sorry about that, Harry, but you are a good guy, and Saruman the White is definitely team GBHL Harry. He's put, what would you consider a good proxy? The rule I go with is if the model is no longer sold, proxies are acceptable if they look like the model itself. What do you think?
I'm really sort of easygoing on proxies, as long as it's not, you know. For example, if you're playing Rohan and you just have a normal Rohan Morin, say that it's, you know, Theoden. As long as it stands out and your opponent can clearly see that it's different than the rest and knows who he is, I'm really quite lenient on it. I don't. If you can get the model, if the model's still available, I prefer you to have the model. But proxy-wise, yeah, I'm happy with it. I think proxies are good. They let you play models, profiles that you wouldn't normally be able to play because the models aren't available.
Yeah, I think we've always described it as a sliding scale. That's the infamous term for our view on proxies. If you do go and check out, there is a GBHL Speak Friend and Question FAQ series where we answer this question in depth about what we think about proxies and that sliding scale. And I think very much it depends on your opponents, doesn't it? And so if you're playing locally, always a good idea if you are going to try and use a proxy in a game, just ask your opponent and don't be offended if they would rather that you actually use the actual model. When it comes to tournaments, always check with your tournament organiser, because there is a sliding scale of opinion with regards to proxies. Of course, if you go to an official Games Workshop an event, or even one that we run as the podcast or like, then we tend to be a little bit stricter. But then, of course, you've got things like the guys down at Titans. You know, they're quite open to really cool, fun ideas. But the key thing is always to check with the people you'll be playing with.
Just check.
I always think that if a little bit of effort has gone into some conversion, then it's usually passable. If it's a direct proxy, then less so.
Yeah, conversions are a really good part of the hobby as well.
Yeah.
It's well worth having a go at conversions just to get them on a league.
People like to see a bit of effort, don't they?
Yeah.
For my second question, what in your opinion is the worst army, just in all accounts? So what's the worst?
Worst army in the game? Looking at what I think is the worst to play with, or just the
Just
army
in
that
all
I
accounts.
dislike?
In all accounts.
The worst army? Don't know. It's probably Easterlings is what springs to mind, but I've looked at Easterlings and think I can build a fairly decent force, but it just comes to mind because I've heard it so often on this channel that it's quite limited.
Yeah.
So probably Easterlings, but I've not had loads of sort of experience with it. What about you?
I would probably say exactly the same. If you're talking about as all accounts, so for me that would include the aesthetic of the models, my affinity with the models themselves if I was using them on the table, the variety in the army list itself, you know, and also how well I think I could do with that list. I think that Easterlings for myself is probably the most limited, but there are lots of people out there that would disagree with that. Obviously there are options. It's just for myself, I'm not a huge fan, so I would probably say Easterlings. Now he's also put a bit of a quiz here. He's put, this time the subject is, drum roll, Games Workshop. Okay, so what is the most expensive non-bundle item on the web store?
Hobbit or everything?
Just Games Workshop, so I think he means everything.
Oh, I don't know. I said Smaug.
I'd have said Smaug for a single non-bundle item on the web store of Games Workshop. I might have said Smaug.
I'd take a on Smaug, but I don't really look at the other products, non-Hobbit, so...
No, I'm the same. What is the current board game which is promoted and on sale right now?
Oh, Dungeon Quest.
Warhammer Quest.
Warhammer Quest.
You like Warhammer Quest, don't you?
Yeah. I was in Altrincham Games Workshop a week ago, picking up some Rhinox hide spray, and Chris taught me into having a quick look. It looks really good. The minis are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Really good. I said to him I'll probably pick one up just for the minis. The minis are awesome. Really nice.
It does look like fun, and I have to say I'm a big fan of a lot of these standalone game things that kind of. It's terrible for the wallet, but I do like the idea that you can just pick up a box and then you have a game and you can play it, and if you choose to expand on that, then you can expand.
And they've all got all the models got profiles in Age of Sigmar as well.
They certainly do, yeah. And the models do look really cool, so I might pick it up. Number 3, who is the current Dark Overlord of Games Workshop?
What, like MD?
Yeah, I think that's what I mean. I've forgotten the guy's name.
I can't remember his name. I've seen it on a lot of posts. I can't remember. I think the only person that matters to us at the minute is Adam Troke.
And Jay, and the designers.
Yeah. They all fall under the Adam Troke umbrella.
Mr. Troke will like that. What is the latest video game adaptation of a Games Workshop IP?
What's it called?
Total War!
Yeah, Total War. It's the point and click one, isn't it?
Yeah, I just bought that on Steam. Not available for the Mac yet though, so I just bought it and I can't play it. I was thinking about doing a little bit of a run through maybe, like, you know, actually experiment talking over camera while you're playing. So I've researched how to record your own screen, because I didn't know how to do that before. And I know how to do that now.
Be good if someone, you know, out there programming wise, changes it to Hobbit SBG units.
Yeah, get on it, modders. Get on it, modders. And then, what is the least expensive Hobbit model?
Oh, single model. It's got to be a. Is there a Gollum on his own?
That's what I was thinking. Maybe a Gollum. Maybe a Gollum or a Goblin Captain or something like that. You know.
Goblin Captain's the same price as a normal Captain. See Lake Tower.
Really?
Yeah. I think I like maybe a Gollum on his own, or.
It's got to be something which is about £8 to £10, isn't it, for the Hobbit range? If he's not including Lord of the Rings range, Lord of the Rings range would be Gollum on a rock, £4.20 or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a punt at Gollum.
Okay, so thank you very much for that, Lizard Boy. And you put PS, as said a few weeks ago, these quizzes will now be tallied for a bit of friendly rivalry. However, if one of the main members is not present, then it does not count. PPS GBHL Harry. There we go. So thank you very much for that, Salamander White. Next up we got ADN. He's put GBHL Harry sounds good in my ears. Nice guy, another vote for GBHL Harry.
It's got a nice ring to it.
It does have a nice ring to it. You've all managed really well with producing new content for the channel and keeping The Hobbit alive. Hats off to you all. Also, congratulations to the 5,000 subscribers. Soon it will be 5,100. Thank you very much. On the 23rd of June, the referendum for EU membership will take place. What are your opinions and feelings on the matter? Jump over that question if you feel for it.
I won't go into detail, but I think we should stay. Just my opinion.
I'm not going to go into detail, but I think we should stay for the time being. Don't get all abusive and political in the comments below. It's just an opinion.
If you ask me in a year's time or a year previous, the answer might have been different.
Yeah.
Right now, I think we should stay.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Right now, I think we're staying. And secondly, do you think the prices on Hobbit figures would rise in the rest of the EU in case of a Brexit? That would be unpleasant for me living outside of Britain. Cheers, Addy.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure how that would work. I think they pay more in general anyway with the postage and stuff, don't they?
They pay a little bit more anyway.
I suppose we don't know what's going to happen if that was the case.
It's a big unknown, isn't it? That's the thing.
Mm.
It's a big unknown. I mean, personally, I think that on both sides of the argument, the real issue that we've got as a people is that there's just not enough information out there. Like that's true. A lot of it's all just blanket scaremongering kind of propaganda on both sides, and then it makes you think, well, are we actually capable of making an informed decision? Are the people that are supposed to be informed us correctly? That's my opinion. So yeah. Whether you'd have to pay more, I mean, would there then be tariffs on certain goods? I don't know what the tariffs are on particular goods, with regards to miniatures and stuff, so no idea. Next up we got Dom BR. He's put GBHL Harry or a riot? Question for the week. In an all-out fight to the death between GBHL hosts, who would come out on top? Steve.
Realistically, I'm going to put a cat amongst the pigeons and say, be wary of the quiet guy. So I'm going to say Tom Harrison.
I disagree.
I reckon he'd watch you lot fight it out, and then the last one standing who's knackered, it'd just take you out.
I just think that the other guys are a lot nicer than I am. They're a lot lovelier people. I remember when got very, very, very drunk, and we were at was it in Mansfield? In Mansfield?
I remember the stories.
In Mansfield,
yeah,
I crashed out on the bed, and Jamie jumped on me.
I heard there was a lot of naked oil wrestling going on.
Well, Jamie jumped on me in my sleep, and I'm not very conscious of this thing, but then I choked him out. So,
boys will be boys, as they say.
Boys will be boys. But then we proceeded to go upstairs, and we had some naked wrestling in our bedroom all night long, which was really, really good fun. So yeah, I think that the other guys are very lovely. So yeah, we'll see. Next up, we got Cam73X. He's put, hey guys, first time commenting despite watching religiously since episode 80. Well, welcome to the loop, Steve. What's he after?
You're in the loop now, so you've got to ask a question every week. Sorry, mate. That's just how it is.
You're stuck. So I know the loop I'm in now. I'm about to get myself into, finally. Well, welcome. I asked this question to you guys as I'm sure you know more than our local Games Workshop employee who didn't seem to have the foggiest idea and have a few more lined up for weeks to come that I also couldn't have an answer to. My question is, if you have a clash of good and evil lines, let's visualise this. Whenever we get these situations, I need to visualise it. So a clash of good and evil lines. And after a turn or two of combat, the good side's warrior has slain his evil match in the line and made it to the other side. However, the good model has made it through, is now in between two evil spearmen at the end of the combat phase. If the good side then wins priority, or evil sides win and do not charge him, does the good warrior have to turn to his side to fight the one spearman he is now next to, as he's technically in their control zones, or can he come out of their control zones and go forward and charge the shaman he can see at the start?
If you start your turn in a control zone, you're able to move through that control zone freely.
You can ignore it if you start in it. If you don't start in it and you're trying to pass it, then of course, then you can't. But yeah, you ignore the control zones.
And that would work on two. So if you had control zones either side of your miniature and he starts in both,
Yeah.
you can move through.
So if you had like spearman there, your guy was here when you'd won the combat, you know, so he was kind of in that control zone, and there's a shaman there. If you're in the control zone, he can move up for it. Brilliant, so great finger dynamics there. Next up we got King Bones Eyes, put GBHL Harry would be cool, doing some.
Yep, all agreed.
Wans Coolermans, he puts, it seems like my comment was put in too late last week, so here's my question again. Hey Jamie and or James and or Harry, or in this case Steve,
Yep.
I thought there may be a Smaug at the Scouring of Cheshire, and I was thinking about how I could deal with that with my Dol Amroth army. While pondering on that question, I came across a problem. My Blackroot Vale archers are led by Dunhir, who does D3 wounds instead of 1 to monsters. This conflicts with Smaug's special rule for ranged weapons. A strength 2 bow would do 2 wounds if the roll to hit is a 6. If Dunhir hits Smaug on a 6 and wounds against defense 9, would that count as 2 times D3 wounds?
Yeah.
It's your turn.
I'd say yeah. If that's what the rule says, and there's no, you're going to have to play it as rules written. It's a situation that's up to now I've not read about, so I don't think has occurred. Might be quite rare that it does. I'm not aware of anyone bringing Smaug to the tournament. His conversion for doing it is really nice as well.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. So I'd say yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Because yeah.
Yep.
You stick to the rules, so it'd be you'd take Smaug's rules into account on the amount of wounds, and then if you've got any special rules on top of that, yeah,
Give that a go.
that's how I'll rule it, unless I hear before then otherwise.
But what I would advise, if you're not happy with that as an answer, remember Steve is the TO, so if it's not resolved before then that's obviously what you're going to get. But if you get yourself onto the Great British Hobby Facebook page and ask on there, there are of course a lot of really good people for breaking down rules. Okay, so do go and check them out. So thanks for your question. Next up we've got Tom Turtle. He's put hashtag GBHL Harry, hashtag make it happen, or maybe we will. You shall have to wait and see. Next up we've got Axelon39. How have you been finding the World Cup? Who do you think will win? If it's only Jamie and Harry reading this, you might know. So another question as well, what do you think about Hold the Door? Well, don't say anything about Hold the Door.
Have you not seen it?
Because there are many great things about moving over to Virgin Media, broadband being one of them.
Okay.
But we've got no access to Sky Atlantic, and because we missed episode 3, our route of trying to watch them backdated will only give you the latest one. So because we missed number 3, we've now not watched any of them since then.
Have you not seen any spoilers on Facebook?
I've seen.
There's been loads, haven't there?
I've seen this being written, Hold the Door, and I can guess what it means.
Yes.
But I don't want to hear it. So
yeah, well, without going into detail about it, yeah, I think it is awesome, and it'll make you go.
I don't believe that for a second.
It will, honestly. It will.
So how have you been finding the World Cup? So I'm guessing you're referring to the Middle Earth World Cup channel.
Yeah. I've not watched them all. I've watched a few. Yeah, it's a nice twist, and with the European Championships coming up, it's apt. So yeah, I will catch up on them. I like to watch them smaller short videos when I'm painting. I've not had any painting to do. I've just been building terrain and stuff. So
yeah, personally I've been incredibly busy as well. So I've not really got caught up with them, but I've seen little snips of them and everything, so I hope you guys out there are enjoying them. That's the important thing. Next up we've got Ryan Ratchford. He's put GBHL Harry, another vote. King Bones Eyes back. He's put besides Iron Hill's Dwarves, what are the best ways to take Rivendell Knights down during Sun? So what's the best way to take Rivendell Knight
I don't know. I wish someone would tell me, because I hate playing them. I hate playing them. You need to be ashamed of yourself, everyone.
I think that
it's not for me. The best run I get is if you're able, excuse me, to get a monster in.
Yeah, monsters and
you're
heroes.
laughing, but if you've not got a monster in your force, then
monsters, heroes, and magic.
It depends how your opponent plays it as well. If you're in a tournament, they're gonna play skirmishy, and there's only so much you can do against it. I've played Rivendell Knights, my Goblin Town, in tournaments, and it's not fun. In all fairness, my opponent the last time, we sort of worked out who was going to win the game, and we just had a fun game and just said, "Come on, let's have a fight," and we did that. But yeah, they are tough. They're a really good unit. But the twirly whirlies might change that.
Yeah, we shall have to
Fingers crossed, 'cause
wait
I'm
and
gonna buy
see.
everything.
They're very, very strong, but of course they've got the weaknesses that cavalry tend to. I mean, the issue with them is that they're very, very good at out shooting lots and lots of things. Because of course they've got the defense 6, they've effectively got the 50-50 in the way. So yeah, like you might kill their horses, but if you get them, you're probably going to be wounding them on 6s. You know, and things that might be able to rival them in the shooting war, they're probably going to be wounding on 4s or 5s. So. Actually being able to get to grips with them, so having things that can fly, monsters, you know, monstrous cavalry, of course, trying to just get
I think catching them, because that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're just able to ride around and shoot you, and if that's how your opponent's playing it, which you can't really moan at them for doing that, because that's how they have to. If they don't play it like that, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
They're paying a lot of points for something that they're not taking advantage of.
Yeah, definitely. Completely agree with that. So Akon39 is back. He's put, this is to Jamie, who isn't here right now. He's put, massive congratulations on Dark Souls Kickstarter box set. How excited has it all made you? Any thoughts on this and how you helped make it so successful? And finally, what are you hoping new projects are for you in the future coming from this? So probably have to answer on Jamie's. Have you seen the Dark Souls?
Yeah, I backed it. I'm going to take full responsibility for how popular it's been. I think everyone's seen I backed it and just jumped on the bandwagon.
I've already claimed why it's so popular. It's because I did the demos down in Salute, and people saw the video with me with my hat on skew F, a little snapback. I didn't even know when they said, "Oh, we got you a Dark Souls snapback." I was like, "What the hell's a snapback?" I know, that's how behind things I am. But yeah, having played it and demoed it, it's great fun.
Yeah, lots of fun. You've played it, obviously. I've not even played it, but just looking at it and hearing yourself and Jamie talk about it, I had to back it, so I can't wait to get my hands on it.
It's lots of fun. Now, one of the reasons why it's been incredibly successful, well, there are a few reasons. So one, of course, Steamforged have now got a pretty good reputation with Guild Ball for being a very solid, well-written, quite balanced and fun gaming system, which obviously stands them in good stead, and because they've run a successful Kickstarter before, that means that people are going to be feeling a bit more confident about backing them. Although some of the initial comments on that Kickstarter were crazy.
Yeah.
People on the internet can be nuts, like absolutely nuts. But I think that Dark Souls already had quite a huge.
I'd never heard of it, but
neither had I.
My son,
A huge cult following.
yeah, he's a big fan of it. Yeah, and he explained to me how big it was, and I was like, right,
A huge cult following, and a very unique huge cult following. So you're talking about a market within a market that hasn't then really been competed with. So Dark Souls is known for being a very brutal game that rewards you when you actually succeed, but it's very, very, very tough to succeed. So it's going back to that kind of old style of computer game. You know, like when you died, when you ran out of lives, you didn't just go to a respawn point. You had to start the whole game again. So anybody who has only been around the last sort of 20 years, like games where you just respawn, they didn't exist. You had to start the whole game again. And I believe that Dark Souls kind of takes you back to that kind of idea. Now, Dark Souls 3 has just been launched on the computer, on the computers as well. So I think that the timing has been absolutely fantastic for them. So there's obviously an upsurge in popularity. It's already a popular IP.
Yeah.
And Steamforged have proved that they've been able to create very, very good Kickstarter and very good games before.
And marketing for the computer game then rolls over.
Of course it does.
It's the same brand.
Absolutely. So the biggest Kickstarter of all time. In terms of, Jamie's obviously doing very well out of it now because he's getting different roles within the business, because the business just will keep on growing and growing and growing. So people who are involved in it in early days will move further up that pyramid, which means that he's going to be a very, very busy boy. So next up we've got Darryl Edwards. He's put, my question last week, I asked if you guys will be doing a Two Towers campaign, as I loved your Fellowship of the Ring campaign. Not sure if you guys did answer it. I did watch, but I might have missed it, so don't worry about answering. I think we did answer it. I'm not aware of it. I'm pretty sure it's something that's in the works in the future. But I believe it was the other guys who got together and did that anyway, so no idea. But I would expect that we would, as the GBHL podcast, cover it at some point. Did you enjoy the Fellowship?
Yeah, I loved it. I took part in it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that was I did Am and Hen and that bit. It was good, it's fun. It's nice to play scenarios where you're not trying to win.
Did you like seeing your fantastic Amon Hen piece in the Hot Gates Gaming?
It looked awesome.
So it was great fun. Thanks again to Ian Lord Marley, to yourself, and to George Perkins for contributing towards that Hot Gates Gaming battle report.
All I did, the cool minis, the scenery, it's good, man.
Fantastic editing. The slow-mo dice rolls were genius. Go and check it out. If you're not going to check out Hotgex Gaming, that's a really good way of supporting the content that I bring to you. So go and have a little look at that YouTube channel. Okay, so thanks for that, Max Leffinbont. Next up we've got Star Fox. He's put, hi guys, I struggle with big monsters, dragons, mumaks, etc. I was wondering what the best ways to deal with them are.
I know.
I've already done that one. Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah, you missed Max.
I'll go back to him.
Sorry, Max.
Sorry, Max. We'll be back. Dealing with monsters, dragons, mumaks, they're all different entities.
Yeah, it depends what you're using. There's not. I think that's the thing about this game. There's no like hard or fast tip you can give someone where they're going to win games. It doesn't work like that. It depends what you're playing against. What's also with them. So you might come up against someone. What else have they got?
Yep.
You know that's working in conjunction with what have you got. You've got to play. It's really hard in it to say what's gonna. Well, if you do this, it's going to beat a moment because again, it depends on the player as well.
Of course it does. Of course it does. You know, they're all different there. So with dragons, I mean, the way that you used to be able to deal with monsters was literally just to feed the odd kind of troop.
Yeah.
Just feed them and just clog them down and slow the game down. Of course, brutal power attacks gets past that now. So there are different ways of dealing with them. With things like mumaks, obviously your heroics are going to become quite important to deny them the opportunity to trample and the like. So using terrain well is a good idea. Terrain's a good one for things like mumaks and things that fly and everything. Just trying to make good use of the terrain so they can't get in and around on you.
Take advantage of the smaller base size that you may have if you've got inventory.
And try and use opportunities when you can get in there and surround and get supports in and get heroes in and heroic strike if you need to and piercing strike and do all of those kind of things that you need to do so that if you do win the combat that you can take them down with one big sucker punch is usually a good way to go.
Shamans and horns.
Shamans are...
So you can charge. So if you know you're coming up against, if it's a friendly and you know then you can sort of...
Shamans are very helpful in that situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, high courage can be quite important. So thank you very much for that. So now we do have Max L'Enfant. He's put, hey guys, I've been out of the loop for a little bit, but I have a question for you this week. If it ever happens to you, how do you motivate yourselves to paint through all of your unpainted minis? I frequently find myself unmotivated for months at a time and then paint an army's worth in a week. So do you have motivation problems when it comes to painting?
Not at the minute. I'm struggling because I've not painted. I said it only earlier today. I can't remember the last minute that I painted because I'm doing so much terrain at the minute. Probably this year it's been all terrain. But yeah, I do get them lulls where you just can't be bothered. I always find it's when you have to paint something.
Yeah.
So if I decide I want to take an army to a tournament, for example, and it's not painted, and you have to paint it, it's hard to motivate. But then I'll sit around and just start painting things willy-nilly. So I think it's when, I struggle with deadlines and being forced to do things. If I can do it off my own back, it's not half as bad. And it depends if you put what kind of minis you're painting as well. If you're painting minis which there's not much happening on them, and they're quite boring.
Of course you can. And doing batches and batches and batches of troops can be one of those things. I think you hit a key point there though. It's very easy to get demotivated for painting minis when you feel like you have to paint them. Ultimately, painting the miniatures is part of the hobby. Now, not everybody enjoys the hobby side of it. Lots of people out there enjoy games rather than the hobby side. For myself, I do actually enjoy painting. I do actually enjoy it. However, it's hard to enjoy that when you feel like you have to do something. It's a good way of getting things done, but when you feel like you have to, especially when you're doing a lot of the same kind of stuff repetitively over and over and over. So, what I find to motivate myself is I'll try and do a big satisfying part of a miniature or part of a series of miniature. So doing like things like the cloaks, I find that very satisfying, quite therapeutic. And then I'll chuck in a hero that I will just paint in one go. Every now and again, because that's very satisfying. Whereas painting all the skin on ultra models, then painting all of the wooden parts, and then painting all the leather, and then painting all the cloth, and then doing the bases, that can be quite demotivating. So what I try and do is I recognise now the areas that I find quite satisfying. So even down to doing a good base. So when I know that I'm getting a little bit demotivated, I will switch things up and I will do something which is quite therapeutic and makes me feel a bit better about it. But yeah, it's a common problem. Also, potential future GBHL Harry at the time of this comment, I think the reason Kingdoms of Men book sold out before the Free People's book is that the Free People's book is not yet available. So thank you very much for that. I'm sure it'll be available at some point soon. Lots to look forward to, everyone.
They're exactly the same, aren't they? There's no difference. That's all right then.
The source books are exactly the same, because I think any change takes up to a certain amount to get approved, and it would just, they might as well just do a completely new book than do it. So I think they just want to get the resource out there so that people can actually play with the miniatures. Next up we've got Daniel Theories, but hi guys, missed out with a question. I'm transitioning into a new job doing nights. Unlucky, nights is never fun. So tired. I for one support the notion of board game content. You like board games?
Yeah, don't mind them.
Oh, we're talking that Jamie has got a huge, I mean I've got loads of board games, we'll have to play some board games, I've got loads of board games, it'd be great to get them on the channel. Just a quick question this week, what is your minimum and maximum expectations for the strategy battle game in, let's say, the next 5 years? I think for me, just to have a model that represents every profile would be a massive step forward. Cheers guys.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with the fact that, yeah, it'd be nice to get models for every profile that they've produced, not the white dwarf ones that were just an initial white dwarf, you know, Reavers and stuff like that. That'd be cool. And foot models for mounted models that were released without a foot model.
And vice versa.
Yeah, there's a few of them. That'd be cool. Minimum expectations would be just to fill in the gaps from the Hobbit trilogy for me. Maximum expectations would be that, and then go back to Lord of the Rings and fill in the gaps that they had.
I would completely agree with that. I think my minimum expectations is kind of the way that it looks like it's going at the moment, which is that we're going to see all of the obvious stuff that was missed out from Battle of Five Armies and that opportunity, and the book come from that, and the fact that there are clearly going to be reprints of the source books and resources so people can play the game, and also that there are some old models that have gone out of production that can come back in if they've still got them. I think those would be my minimum expectations. My maximum expectations would be exactly that. So all new profiles, completely new profiles, new models for old profiles would be absolutely huge. So yeah, pretty much along the same kind of vein. I think that's what everybody's hoping for. So thank you very much for that, Daniel Theory. Next up we've got Tom Turtle. He's put, James, how's your Gondor Force going? Also, are you going for an Osgiliath theme or a Minas Tirith theme? You like Gondor, don't you, Gondor, Steve?
I love Gondor, yeah.
Yeah, you used to.
No, I still love them. They are. I've dug them all back out. They're on the shelf, ready to be stripped and repainted.
You had to get them out. I forced you to. I was like, you need to get your Gondor out to come and play.
I was planning to do it for Mum. She did give me a kick up the backside to do it, so yeah.
That was the ambush at Goebel and Calimon.
Yeah.
Go and check that out on Hotcakes Gaming. It's a good one.
Came down to one dice roll that game.
So good. So good. In terms of my Gondor Force, well, a lot of it's put together, some of it's primed. That's about as far as I've got, to be perfectly honest. In terms of theme, well, to give you an idea, the base structure of this Gondor Force is the idea that there are 3 war bands, you know, and that you've got front rank, just Warriors of Minas Tirith, and that you've got a rear rank on each of them, which is a little bit different. So you've got a rear rank on one, which is Fountain Court, to go with Denethor. You've got a rear rank on another, which is Rangers, to go with Damrod, and then you've got a rear rank on another one with Citadel Guard, you know, with longbows and spears and stuff, to go with Beregond, and that's just the spine of the Force. And I think once I've done that, then I'll start looking up everything else. So I think it's a bit more of a Minas Tirith thing.
You're definitely taking Denethor.
Not always.
He's cool.
I think if it's taking Fountain Court Guard, because the reason I'm doing Gondor isn't to be competitive, it's because I love the army, and I think that Denethor.
He's a fun profile though, because he's a beast.
He's a fight 5. He lends fight 5 there, so as long as you can make sure he's supported, then that's important.
He's good.
But yeah, we'll get there in the end, so keep an eye out. Hopefully get some more hobby blogs out to you guys soon. Next up we've got Mark Furnace. He's like, hey guys, no, I don't have 2 accounts. He doth protest too much. He's changed now. I said he must be cheating on his GBHL podcast going.
He's a celebrity now, and he's been on a few videos.
Not as many as you. You've been on quite a lot of videos. You've probably been on more videos than potentially future GBHL Harry. You will have been.
Yeah, back in the day.
You will have been.
My house was GBHL HQ, wasn't it?
Well, it was definitely part HQ. It was definitely a forward operating base at one point. Found some good battle reports there. But yeah, Mark's put, I managed to change my Google Chrome name and then changed my account name on here. At least it makes saying it less of a tongue twister for you guys. I used to like saying Mark for F9091. My question for this week is, try say the Peter Piper tongue twister as fast as you can. Go.
Peter Piper picked a pepper. Is that it? What's the rest of it?
I don't know.
Peter Piper picked a pepper. I can't remember the rest of it, mate. So. I'm pretty awesome at that.
That's about as far as I go. Happy Strategy Wargaming. Well, thank you very much for that, Mark Furness. Next up, we've got Wands Coolemans again. He's put question for GBHL Harry: will you be at Scaring of Cheshire?
He is. He's got a ticket.
There we go. So if you want to meet potential, it's not been confirmed. Potential.
All the GBHL hosts are coming, which would be cool.
It's a shame that you already sold out. Otherwise, you know, they would have sold out even quicker, wouldn't they?
I know. Next year I'll get a bigger venue and we'll sell more. I honestly, it's my first tournament, and I was worried that I was going to even sell half the tickets. So
that's never going to happen. I think because especially one, you're obviously in the community, and I suppose you're a nice guy. People like you.
Awesome, do that.
I suppose. But on top of that, you put a huge amount of effort into the boards, and I think that people are looking forward to being able to really immerse themselves in Middle Earth and be able to play on your terrain. So lots to look forward to. Next up, we've got Andreas, the Norwegian Viking.
I do, mate.
Remember the last time you seen this guy? Yeah. What a legend. We love you, Andreas. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Really good guy.
He's with GBHL Bilbo. There are now 6 hosts because Bilbo wanted to geg in last time. As per. I also heard an insider tip to get more subscribers. Unpacking videos of Kinder Eggs are insanely popular. They get 1 million views. What?
It's true. It's true. My little girl, if you look at my top table YouTube account, there's like loads of hobby stuff, like gaming and all the GBHL type stuff. And then there's loads of stuff like unboxing toys and the Kinder Egg unboxings, because she just sits there and watches them, and it is very strange. If you watch them, you got to experience. You got to experience watching these videos. They are very strange. The kind of people who host them, you can imagine in the 60s. You know, that kind of when they weren't just drinking tea. let's put it that way. They're a bit over enthusiastic about these things, but yeah, they're a bit weird.
I'll have to go and check them out. Maybe you'll see a Kinder Egg unboxing with me soon. Next up, we've got Nano Dave 1980. He's put, hi, I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you very much. I hope you'll let Harry join your team, as he comes across as a very nice person and very informative. Yeah, he is a nice person.
He's a cool guy.
He's a nice guy. First question, as we're halfway through the year, what are your goals for the remainder of the year with the hobby? Wow.
For me, I've not thought past July. I'm just trying to get everything ready for July. After July, I'm just going to be able to breathe out and hopefully get some painting done and hopefully hammer a few tournaments. Yeah. Ardacon, definitely going to Ardacon.
I know you mentioned Ardacon in this.
And yeah, just get to as many tournaments as I can, because I'll have the time then. I won't have all the terrain to build and stuff. And you know, I missed out on the doubles event, which I was gutted about. I had to work.
Yeah, it looked fun.
That was upsetting because I've not been to really many. I went through on schools. I think that might. Oh, Stockport. That's it. That's all I've been to this year. Yeah. Because it's just been so busy. So get July out of the way, and then yeah, I'm going to kick back a bit, go to more tournaments, and paint up some of my armies that have been sat there for months. Yeah. Similar kind of issues for myself. Not being able to get down to as many things I would like to this year. A few things to do with my business. You know, hobby-wise. I mean, I would like to just chalk off some of the snag lists. So some of the things that I've got that once they're done. So you will be seeing a hobby vlog from me soon about it. I mean, there's some Man of Warships that I've just made a cracking start on, and the Saga Warbands, and there's bits of 40k. It's stuff that could quite easily just never ever get touched. That even if I just get paint on them and they never get used for any kind of content whatsoever, at least then I've got some kind of value from that. Because it is hard when you walk down into the cellar and you look around and you're like, there's a lot of bare metal here. It's demotivating. Well, you just think I've spent that money, so yeah. I need to get some of that investment back. So I mean, that would be one of my goals. Obviously, taking up this year massively though has been Ardacon, which there are now more tickets on sale. I've got an idea of the max number now. So you got one for me.
Sorry,
got one for me.
Yep. You've got one. You know you've got one.
Just wanted to get you on camera. That's it now.
You know you've got one. So yeah, there's Ardacon to think about, and that looks like that could have up to 200 people come in. If you aren't on the GBHL, the Great British Hobby League Facebook page and the Ardacon event page, then I have just released some, and there's going to be news nearly every single day now. It's something I've been trying to really hold my water about for a while and finding it very tough. but Games Workshop, Forge World and the Middle-earth SBG team did contact me a few months ago with a desire to support Ardicon and to make sure that they had a huge presence there. It is going to be an opportunity to obviously see the Middle-earth team, to see the Forge World stand, where there will be past, present and future releases that will be available. So if you are coming to Ardicon, yeah, get yourself down there. And Adam Troke is going to be doing a presentation as well. So there's so much to look forward to for Ardicon anyway, even without that involvement. But I think that just adds a little bit of chili to the
it's awesome. The fact that he's doing like a talk as well. He's done a few now, and he's done Throne of Skulls. Yeah. He's done
Warhammer Fest.
Warhammer Fest.
Forge World event coming up.
Yeah, it keeps the hype going. You know, you keep learning these little tidbits, and you're just like, oh, it's so
a great decision. A great decision from all of them, really. To, you know, I mean, the community is obviously a huge reason why Games Workshop got back involved. So to recognise that and then to understand that that's the kind of relationship to have with the community has been brilliant. And you know, it's very nice that people send me messages like, oh, well done James for getting this, well done for getting that sorted and everything. You know, credit to the Middle-earth team. They contacted me to, you know, with a desire and a want to come and release things and present things at Ardicon. So if you really want to have very unique opportunities, then I suggest, if you've not already got a ticket, even if you're coming down to spectate and want to pop down for a day and have an opportunity to lay your hands on some of these bits and pieces, then do get involved, because it's very exciting.
Bring your wallet.
Bring your wallet. big empty suitcases, I think. So yeah, very, very, very exciting. That is taking up a lot of my, because of course with so many people coming, you know, it's very, very important that this is, that every last detail is thought about. I want to be a good host. I want everybody to have an amazing time. I want everybody to think, wow, I want to do that again. So a lot of work's going to go into it. So fingers crossed it all works out well for everybody who's coming. So yep, thank you very much for that, Nano Dave. Next up we've got Cobbs1991. He's put, hi, I'm barely new to watching your content. Welcome. And I just presumed Harry was already a full host. GBHL Harry. Well, there's been a lot of content recently with him.
Yes. He's done a lot with Jamie. He's been able to pump the content out. And he's it's like I say, he's refreshing to watch. He's got that enthusiasm and
I think he's had the opportunity, which is, you know, one that Jamie and I haven't had for a while, because obviously Jamie changing his position, our timing not really working out with each other, which is a shame. But of course, it's the opportunity to get together in kind of 1 or 2 sittings and film weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks worth of content. You know, it's definitely the way that Jamie likes to do things. Meet up for a day and try and film like 20 odd videos. So that's why you will have seen him quite a lot, because of course they've done a lot of that series in advance. So yeah, I know from looking at the upload little video manager that there's a lot to come, a lot to look forward to. So expect to see even more of Harry, even while he's still just Harry. With the new models being planned and hopefully released soon, do you think there'll still be plastic box sets to help pad out armies at a lower price than the resin models?
Well, we heard, didn't we, that it's that they're not going to be plastic. There is going to be box sets, whether it's 10 minis or 12 in a box, but they're going to be Forge World resin. You're talking about things being affordable as far as what you'll end up paying per model, and going off what the Forge World stuff pretty much is now, then it's well worth it. But I don't think you're going to see the prices that the plastic stuff was at. It's going to be more. But still, they're a lot better quality. I mean, just looking at the pictures from Warhammer Fest, the quality of them rank and file dwarves was insane. It's
going to be very, very hard for all of us to resist picking up just an army of it, just because the sheer coolness factor. They look incredible, look really, really, really good models. As Steve says, price-wise, I wouldn't expect going back to the plastic box sets, kind of.
But you get what you pay for.
You do get what you pay for. It does look like per mini they will work out. It does look like, this isn't confirmed, that they will work out less than per mini in the little clamp packs, clamp packs, and much better quality as well. So something to think about. Yeah. So thanks very much for that, Cobbs1991. We've got Croda Candies, but I support GBHL Harry all the way. Well, I'm sure he's not.
Getting a lot of love today.
Yeah, well, we asked for it.
Getting a lot of love.
What about Steve?
What about me?
I think Steve's feeling a little bit left out.
Yeah.
Steve's been in loads of content. Well, comment below.
I'm going to go and cry in the shower in a fetal position after this, because, you know, GBHL Harry.
I think that Steve needs a little bit of love. You know what I mean? He's been on the channel a lot. He's put a lot into helping us out, and none of you have ever called for him to be GBHL Ste. I think maybe one or two.
I feel like you're all cheating on me.
He needs to go and meet up with Jamie for a day and just like film like 12 months of content.
Yeah.
So yeah, next up we've got Akathon39. He's put, what's this? 50 comments or more and 100 likes, then Harry gets made a GBHL host. Well, what have you guys got up to? I think you definitely beat the comments. Only 66 likes though. Oh, he's not going to become a host. 53 comments though. Just. Okay, let's find your question. Wow, there's quite a lot of questions here today. 51. Where are you?
You went quite high up.
Oh, wow, there's loads. There we go. Must start asking more questions then. James, how's Hotgates Gaming going? Growing well? What sort of things could we be excited looking forward to? I remember us talking about some ideas you had on the way to Throne of Skulls. Well, thank you very much for asking. Hotgates Gaming's going all right. Yeah, it's building up in subscribers quite a lot. I hope anybody who's watching Hotgates Gaming can see that the quality of the videos is improving video to video. Every single video I'm experimenting with a new technique, because remember, I'm not professional. I've never done this at university or anything, trying to improve the standard, and hopefully that you've seen that not just on Hotgates Gaming, but hopefully you've seen things that are introduced over there now translating well onto the videos here and the production value going here. So by supporting Hotgates Gaming doesn't mean that you're not supporting GBHL Podcast, because things have improved here. Jamie's even got a green screen now, you know what I mean? So things are sort of translating over. From a Patreon point of view, I think that just lost a key Patreon, which is a shame. Thanks very much for your support, but I've lost him because he's had some problems with his card, which dips me back underneath one of the stretch goals. I mean, I think I was probably a little bit optimistic with the pledge goals, the stretch goals, in terms of what it would take for me to be able to afford to take time off to do it. So
it's difficult, isn't it? It's very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, like $250 a month, what's that, is that £200? I think it's less than that, isn't it? I think it's less than that. Isn't going to pay for me to take 5, 6, 7, 8 days off a month to be able to do it. So at the moment I'm still just trying to get it in, and I do need opponents. So if anybody does want to play me out with Stretchy Battle Game or come play Guild Ball or any other system, just contact me, hotgatesgaming@gmail.com. We do have some great ideas. I guess we could probably say this now.
Yeah,
we're looking to do a bit of a Frostgrave campaign, right?
Yep.
Fantastic.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be absolutely outstanding. Again, we want to really make sure that the production value, because you've got a little bit of a name now in the Frostgrave community, you've done some how to plays and
I played
quite a lot of connections.
Around Christmas time I played a lot of Frostgrave. Really got into it. I've not played it for a while just due to work commitments and the scenery building, but it's a great game. Damien and Jamie did a couple of videos, which are quite, they were cool. Definitely give it a go. But yeah, keep an eye out for the campaign that we're going to run. It's going to be cool.
For those guys out there who are just purely Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth, Hobbit, SBG, I do have some great ideas for that as well. So of course, Adventure Nada has all been about telling stories. We're going to try and take it up to the next level in the next couple of months. So it will require a bit of planning, but we'll get that to you. So make sure, if you haven't already, go and check out Hotgates Gaming on YouTube. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Ratchford. Next up, we've got James and his stuff. He's put yay for a new host.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Well, you've done pretty well. Hashtag GBHL Steve. Put it in the comments below. I tell you what, if we get over 50 comments next week and over 100 likes, we'll make him a host.
What's the salary?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We've got David Whittaker. He's been out of the loop a bit, but back on it lately. Actually working on Warhammer Quest: The Silver Tower.
Good man.
It's a very pretty set, which you mentioned earlier, and should keep me busy until September, when them pretty dwarves hit the virtual shelves. Well, not just the virtual shelves, man. Get yourself to Ardacon.
Yeah.
There you go, pick them up first hand.
You can touch them.
You can lick them. You can eat them. My question for this week: what non-SBG projects have you guys got going on? Hashtag GBHL Harry.
Well, at the moment, non-SBG, but prior to doing all the terrain and stuff, Frostgrave was taking up a lot of time. I bought a load of stuff, all the expansions for Frostgrave and all the new minis and stuff, so I've got to get paint on them, which will come in handy for the campaign.
Yeah, of course it will.
And then there's just, me and you have been talking about it for ages, just touching on the other games, the Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40k, boo hiss. But yeah, getting these things.
It should be good fun, especially if we continue along the vein of keeping it narrative, you know, and people understanding that. Because I think that people would pretty quickly understand that we can only got 40k players. If we started trying to play 40k seriously, then you're just going to get torn apart. If you go in and go, look, we're going to try this, we're going to try and tell stories. I think that's a good way of doing it, and that's certainly how we looked at doing.
Yeah, and I'll be picking that up as well. So there'll be that. There will be that as well. I've already told Chris to put one aside.
Yeah,
GW.
I'll probably play yours with you. Yeah. Sounds good. For myself, I've got Saga there being painted up.
Saga as well. I forgot about that with my Vikings. Loads of stuff.
Got my Anglo Danes there, need to get them done.
Shattered Earth.
Shattered Earth, yeah.
Shattered Earth, I've got that. And Walking Dead.
I've got loads of Guild Ball things to crack on with, because, you know,
I've got loads of stuff.
There's loads, it's just unending. Age of Sigmar downstairs, we've got 40k, there's all kinds of things. Space Hulk, which I need to paint up. I've got that Battle of the Five Armies 10mm game, which I'm dying to paint up as well. There's loads to do. Next up we've got Lakeitha, who's put hashtag GBHL Harry. Thank you very much for that contribution. Next up we've got Wise, put great to add Harry to the mix, love seeing a new point of view on the show. Well, we've got another point of view here, an old point of view.
It's not very good, but it's a point of view.
Well done, Harry, and thanks for helping to keep the content up while the boys are busy. Yeah, it's been great that he's been able to meet up with Jamie. This week, sacrifice to Luke, for she knows no mercy. We all have visions of how an army is going to look when we first start collecting, but sometimes life just gets in the way and poor things ends up with a sloppy base coat and a wash. Which army was it that got you the most excited to start but ended up giving you sloppy seconds in terms of painting? Thanks all.
Nobody likes sloppy seconds, do they? Nobody.
I used to be quite a fan.
I was squaddy though.
I was going to say I was squaddy down.
So basically, it's a question of what army ever painted up with good intention and not been happy with.
Yeah, you've been excited to get it done, and you thought, you know what? I wish I could have done. I could have done better with that.
My Mirtwood Elves.
Okay.
And I say that they won best army at last year's doubles. They look all right, but then I see other people's now that, because I think maybe my army was one of the first full Mirtwood Elf armies painted. I think.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
I think that's maybe why it got the sort of people looking at it and thinking, oh, that looks cool, because they haven't seen one yet. But look, I look at it now, and I think I could do a lot better with it. But yeah, probably no good else for me. What about you?
I don't know. You know,
you don't paint your own models anymore, do you?
What do you mean? Ones that I've been disappointed with.
Oh, that's Jay Finnegan, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Jay
Finnegan, yeah.
Yeah, I think the ones that I'd probably be. I think it's when you go from painting something at a high standard, or what you feel like you've been improving, and then go on to paint something, and you know it's just not being as good, you know, nowhere near the same kind of level. So I think maybe when I was painting some of the Isengard, because I had to get it ready for Sterling, and you know it was literally just all the browns, and then it was just washes, and you know I had these ideas about how I was gonna do it and highlight it and put details on and the teeth, and it was going to look really great. And I guess I look at it all the time and think at some point I need to touch them up. But I mean they're battlefield standard.
Yeah, so, you never get round to that though, do you? I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I think I'll just base coat wash them, and at a later date I'll come back to them.
Well, that ended up happening with me Rohan, didn't it? You know, so especially my dismounts. So it was really nice to be able to spend some time before throwing a skull was actually trying to up the standard, and I would love to go. You know, I've still got more to do on all of them. I think that's still going to probably be my next Hobbit project, is just to keep on getting the Rohan nice, because it's all I can see that I'd be using for the rest of the year. I might even just take it for fun over to Nova. I mean, I know that it's competing and everything, but I'm not bothered.
It's hard, isn't it?
I'd rather have a bit of fun, I think.
I've had 3 warbands of orcs, because I've got literally probably I've got about 10 orcs painted from since Lord of the Rings days. I've got 3 warbands which I thought I'm going to get them painted up because I can use them for Mordor, I can use them for Isengard, anything evil really. I just can't.
Well, that's why with the orcs, I asked Matt Davies if he could paint up the Angmar orc army, because I just looked at him and I thought there's no way that I'm going to be motivated to do a great job on these, but I would like to have them done. I mean,
have you got his address? Because I'll send him my 36
I'm sure he'd be willing to listen to that. But yeah, I think it's when you painted something quite well. It was even like when I painted my Sons of Ale, and I felt that they had been a step up with my painting at the time.
Yeah.
And then I went to paint Ale the Young, and I was so disappointed. Like, I found him a really tough model to paint, like really, really tough, and I was so disappointed with the finish. So yeah, stuff like that. You've also put, if votes count, I'd love to see Harry become the 5th Musketeer for the GBHL podcast one day. And your question for Adam Troke: we all have our reasons and motivations to play SBG. What is your motivation, and what influences your direction in which way you want to take the game? Thank you, Mr. Troke, for giving us our amazing hobby and a new lease of life. And of course, he's not here to answer that, but he's a huge Middle-earth fan. He loves Middle-earth, so I'm sure that's his motivation. Next up, we've got Wasadi 1969. But Harry has done a cracking job filling in for the GBHL guys. Time to make him a full host on the GBHL channel. How many of the GBHL hosts will be at the Forge World Open Day in July? I can't wait to see what Adam and the guys at the Middle-earth team have in store for us. Where is it?
Is it at Warhammer?
I don't know. No idea.
I've seen it advertised. I assumed it was like, oh well, I don't know.
Oh, it'd be great if one of us was there, do a bit of footage. I thought Damien's video about it and the pictures that came back, and, it was really, really good. I think everybody enjoyed that, so it'd be nice if one of us was there.
Yeah.
But it very much depends on timings, and I'm not sure that I'll be able to.
No, at this moment in time, I'm definitely just so busy.
These things are a little bit crazy. But maybe you'll get some content. But the great thing is, if you get yourself onto the Weybridge Hobby League Facebook page, there will be someone there. Then you'll see something. So next up we've got Mr. Snoblies, but hashtag GBHL Harry for President. In regards to board games, are there any of you guys going to be picking up the new Warhammer Quest box set? I played the previous version of Warhammer Quest and loved the game, so I'm looking forward to grabbing the set for myself.
Yep. But I'm not a GBHL host.
Oh, he's not feeling the love, guys. Hashtag call Steve for GBHL host below.
Hashtag.
I'll play yours and then see what I think.
Yeah.
Next up we've got King Bones. I personally prefer to use a non-weathered paint job, not because I'm scared, but because I like the fresh troop look better.
Wow.
I hope I can do my part in the 50 comments to make Harry GBHL Harry during some. Yeah, we're talking about how scary it can be when you.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I'm a bit like that. I kind of either set out in my mind for it to have a weathered look, and I don't wait till the end. I do it as I'm going.
Okay.
But generally I don't really go for a weathered look. Not because I don't like it, I just tend to paint them as they are.
It's a scary thing to do, isn't it? It's a scary thing to do. Next up we've got Tom Turtles, but hi guys, any plans to review any of the other retro source books like Fall of the Necromancer, Gondor in Flames, etc. are really cool. Quite possibly so.
I've got them all.
You got them all?
Yeah.
Should have brought them along.
No.
Maybe next time. Maybe that's how you can become a host.
What's bribery? I'll bring my books.
Yeah, just bring your books, leave them here. Leave me. I'll just leave these here.
That's for you.
That's for you. That's for you. Yeah, I think that would be really cool to do at some point.
Yeah. You'd have to look at some of them because the rules have changed and there's different rules added now. But I think you could make them work. They are cool. They're really just as books alone. They're awesome.
I really like all that, the terrain stuff in them and everything like that, and the images, and they are very, very nice. They're nice to own, so if you can ever pick one up on eBay, it's definitely worth it. Next up we got Nathan Van Til. He's put, well, I think you missed my question last time, so I'll ask it again. Remember, we usually film these on Thursday, Fridays. If you ask later on in the week, there is a chance they will get missed. What models do you think should start being re-released next? What would you want to be re-released? Also, I was looking at Black Numenorians on the Games Workshop website and noticed that the Black Numenorian Marshals are missing from the website. Are some of those models that come with the Black Numenorians on foot and mounted in those sets? Well, in terms of the Black Numenor Marshal, there isn't a model for a Black Numenor Marshal. You can create a Black Numenor Marshal on horse using the Morgul Knights set, but I don't believe that there's a Marshal on foot. Is there a Marshal on foot?
Black Numenorians, that's it.
Just Black Numenorians. So you just have to make
conversion work or a different page up, something like that.
Put them on the rock.
Yeah,
a lot of people do that.
This is what we were talking about in one of the early questions about. It'd be nice to have models for each.
Of course it would, yeah.
Profile, but some of the profiles just don't have models, and you've just got to use your initiative with it, really.
Certainly do. In terms of being re-released, the ones that have gone out of production, what would you like to see?
Re-released, it's not bad. Do you know what? Just all the stuff that people are charging silly money for on eBay. It knocks me sick, that.
Yeah.
You know, people paying 60, 70 quid for Gandalf on a horse.
Yeah.
Or Halbrand with a horn.
Well, what have we seen be re-released so far? We've seen a Shade.
Yeah.
So we've seen Shade, we've seen Captain of the White Tower, Saruman and Green Man, Gothmog. Is that it so far?
That's it so far. They're all really nice models.
It very much depends on whether what they've got the original masters for.
Yeah, and what happens now is, like the Boromir and Gothmog, even though they've been re-released, there was someone who put a post on the Facebook group the other day. They want it in metal because it's Finecast.
Yeah.
You're still going to get them guys who are charging stupid money for it because it's in metal.
Yeah.
But
I seen a Balrog the other day and someone was trying to charge like over 100 quid for a metal Balrog. I was like,
it's crazy.
Well, it's people's prerogative. It's down to you.
If anyone wants to pay 100 quid for a metal Balrog, I've got one. No joke. I wouldn't sell it.
Not for 100 quid.
I'm more of a collector. That's how I started in the hobby, innit? I've got everything. One of everything, at least.
Well, thank you very much for that, Nathan Van Til. Next up, we've got Smiley Face 1717. He's put, Harry. Let's see that GBHL status. Question for Jamie or Harry. Not for James or Steve.
Move on.
Oh, we're not actually you, Smiley Face. After playing the Middle-earth World Cup, is there anything you would have changed about the structure, format, or the armies? Thanks all for the great content. I'm pretty sure those guys will do a review at the end of the series and let you know what they thought about it. Only 5 minutes on the memory card, that's worrying. And we've already done an hour, so we'll have to race through these. Callum Clapperton, he's put, thanks guys, suspected Harry would say that. James, Harry, seeing as you both picked good armies, same question, but this time favourite for evil. Always a good idea if you ask a follow-up question is to give some reference, because I've got no idea what you're talking about. I think Callum asked a question saying if you could only have one army.
Oh, it was a Hobbit. He said Hobbits, then Harry.
Harry said Hobbits, and I said
Hobbits because I'm German.
if I could only have one evil army, I think that I would probably go for Isengard, not because I enjoy them the most, but because they work opposite Rohan quite well. Or maybe a Mordor army, because again you can do Pelennor and stuff. I don't know. Probably something that would work in, so then you can do the thematic matchups.
I'd like Mordor because there's so many options.
But
at the minute, I've been planning to do a Harad force for about 18 months.
Oh wow.
So
cool. And if you could have any good army, just one good army, Gondor, yep, good man.
You've had to choose just the one, yeah.
Next up, cheers for that, Callum. Next up, we've got Pete Slynn. He's put, I've acquired a set of SBG journey books as I thought some scenario play might be a good way to drag my regular opponents in. Yeah,
great books.
Any scenarios you particularly recommend, enjoy from these books, or any others? Cheers.
They're all really cool in them books, and they're nice to work through.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't be able to pick one really. They're awesome. They are awesome books. It's a good find if you've been able to get all three of the actual journey books.
Yeah.
Because they're really good, well worth having.
I would definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. There's loads of cool ones. It's nice if you can play through them as well. That's always a nice idea. Next up, we've got one as Coolermans. He's put, my question for Adam Troke would be, why are Dol Amroth captains? Why do they only have fight 4? And why do Eastlings have fight and courage 3? And why does Amdur have 2 attacks? Well, I'm not sure about the Kumul. I think Kumul himself has hijacked that, but yeah, that seems to actually work and match. But in terms of Dol Amroth captains have fight 4, I personally think that was a bit of a mistake, just a typo.
I think there is a few mistakes in the original profiles, and they ended up, once it was done, it was done. Yeah, they just went with it. So you never know. These things may get corrected in the future.
Yeah, you would hope so. You'd hope so.
We'll just have to see.
Next up, we've got Chris Murphy. He's put, GBHL Harry for the win. My question is, other than the GBHL podcast, what other SBG YouTube shows are worth a watch?
Hotgates Gaming.
Yeah. Top Table Wargaming if you want to learn how to make some terrain.
Is it just Hobbit stuff you're saying? SBG.
Well, SBG YouTube shows.
Not a YouTube show, but the Green Dragon podcast is really cool.
Yep.
Andreas's, the Copenhagen guys.
If you're German, the Hobbit Tabletop Liga, I suppose.
And what was I always pronounce his name wrong. The guy who come to Stockport was the manager at.
White Scars.
Yeah, White Scars.
White Scars. Felix.
Yeah, they've not done many Hobbit stuff recently, but the videos they've got on are cool. worth watching.
Yeah, with Jan and everybody.
Got some really nice painted armies.
You've obviously got the guys over in the States.
Yeah, DCHL obviously.
DCHL guys. You've got the Ontario Structured Battle Gaming League, Adam Marcel, Blackfire Productions. You know, there are loads. You've even got people who are running tournaments in this country who've got their own YouTube channels that are worth going and checking out. So just keep.
There's loads.
There's loads. There's absolutely loads, which is it's great. It's great that you know. You got Lord of the Rings, LOTR, SBG. I don't know whether he's doing anything at the moment, Rob. They tend to do a campaign, don't they, over in America, Colorado. But there are tons out there, absolutely tons. So next up we've got Matt Patterson. He's put, hi guys, what do you think about a double catapult? And by the way, if you're a YouTube channel or what, just thinking then, if we missed you out,
apologise.
I'm really sorry.
We were put on the spot.
Don't research these questions. What do you think about a double catapult list for Mordor? At around 750 points, I'm looking at having 2 catapults with a bunch of Morannons. Are they good, and what tactics do you use for them? Thanks.
Never used one. I can only go off conversations that I've heard.
Smaug.
Conversations that I've heard other people have about catapults. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. There'd be a lot of laughs in the game. I don't think it'd be very competitive.
No, you don't. It's not a build that you tend to see on the top tables. No. It tends to be pretty unreliable. A lot of points for what you're getting.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to do that, I'm sure it'd be lots and lots of fun, and I'm sure it'd be some situation you do quite well with it. But it's not really a build that you tend to see from a competitive point of view. I think if you're bringing that, it's not because you're trying to be competitive. So this memory card is going to die any second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete some past content. I'll be back with you in a second. So we're back, and Ryan Ratchford's asked another one here, but nearly finished my first year of A-levels, very exhausted, haven't touched anything hobby-like in what's felt like months. Well, we understand that feeling. I know I will beyond a doubt by all there is in the Iron Hills army. Can't wait. Can't think of a question. How about, who would you say is your most favourite character from all 6 movies? I'd say mine is probably Thorin for life.
Ooh.
Favourite character?
Aragorn, I think, for me. Yeah.
Aragorn's beast.
Very predictable, but yeah, probably Aragorn. Big Aragorn fan.
Yeah. Aragorn's cool. Well,
I really like Bilbo.
I prefer Aragorn in the books. That's the issue. It's the same with Boromir. I prefer Boromir in the books. I think in the movies, as good as Viggo Mortensen is in lots of ways, I don't think he's quite the Aragorn of the books. But yeah, Bilbo, Martin Freeman's good.
Yeah, Martin Freeman's Bilbo was awesome.
Gandalf's amazing, come on.
Yeah.
Gandalf. I can't imagine anybody else being Gandalf.
No.
Like, you really can't.
Sean Connery. No, yeah, he was. I mean, to be fair, there's no one cast in the main roles that I think, they should have got someone else to do that. I like them all, but if I had to pick one, I think, Aragorn's like the...
When I was younger, I used to buzz off Legolas. When I was younger, but less so as I've got older.
They're all cool, aren't they? They're all really cool.
Certainly are. We've got a Norwegian Viking again. He's put, on my way back from Stockport, I was stopped at Manchester Airport. They wanted to look at the entire case of contents and everything. This is regards to being stopped at the airport with your minis. My Mahud camels were gawked at by several members of airport security staff. They went through the machine 3 more times before they were satisfied my camels could not hurt anyone. I've also been checking, making sure there's no drugs and stuff inside. So bear that in mind. It's more common than you think, like using little ornament things and stuff. Casting stuff around things, little baggies and stuff.
You know a lot about this, James.
Jane watches that immigration, border control or whatever it's called. What's it? Border security or border force? UK border force. Jane loves it. Only took about 45 minutes. Luckily, I had reckoned with an hour extra at the airport, and that might be something to consider when transporting models. It happens to Mr. Harrison did it. Next up we got Warlord. This Lance over in America is, but I vote for GBHL Harry. GBHL Jamie is now out of the loop since he has a £3 million budget to embezzle from. He is. He's out of the loop.
Drinks on Jamie.
Next up we got Darryl Edwards. He's put GBHL Harry. There's no vote. He's in. Lots of GBHL Harry love.
Yep.
Then the CTM podcast is, hi there guys, missed last week's question, unfortunately my bad. Congrats on 5,000 subs. My question This week is what character, beast or reference from the books would you like to see as a GW model? Mine would have to be the Blue Wizards. It would be awesome to see them materialised, but that's probably not going to happen. And if I can have another cheeky question, have any of you guys used 3D printers for minis? I imagine it would be quite a cool way to make new minis or parts for conversion or personalised minis. Well, I've never used 3D printers, so let's get that out of the way.
No.
Never ever done it. It blew my mind when I saw that at Asda, that there was like a 3D and people were going in and getting a miniature of themselves.
It wasn't, it's not little, they're about that big.
What was it?
About 7 to 8 inches, yeah.
And because I seen them next to it and I was like, nah, that's like, that's
it's crazy. It's crazy that. It's crazy. It's expensive though.
Is it?
Like 40 quid each. For a thing yourself, they'd wear off after 5 minutes. I'd rather have that 40 quid back.
Yeah. So in terms of someone from the books that you would like to see as a GW
There's
model?
loads. The Wizards would be cool, because just having more good casters would be awesome, I think.
Bjornings.
Bjornings, definitely. Like stuff, you know the stuff, like werewolves.
Werewolves, yeah.
Things like that.
Like proper old man Willow and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's loads, isn't there? There's loads of stuff. More of the characters, you know, from like Bree.
Yeah. You know, Ted
like,
Sandyman and all those people.
The characters from Bree when in the Fellowship. Because there was a lot of untoward characters there.
Yeah, some Bremen of some sort. I really like the idea. I like historical stuff, so I even like the idea of like, you know, history, even in Middle Earth. So I've always talked about like the Gondor Civil War, the Arnor Civil War, those kind of things. So like getting a Castamere, the Usurper, and all that kind of stuff. That'd be mega cool. And some of the old kings and stewards of Gondor and.
Yeah. There's loads, but I mean, that was that thing where do you draw the line? You can't keep going and going and going. Can you?
Kush come. Thank you very, 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 very much. Next up we've got Blackfire Productions. It's Adam.
Hi mate.
Hi mate.
I'm on it with your dice, by the way. Not forgot about it.
He's put, guys, great video. My question is regards to Smaug and the tournament scene. Not having seen Smaug in the tournament scene here in the Ontario Strategy Battle Gaming League, and not having many opportunities for bringing him due to tournament packs rulings. What are your opinions of using him at a tournament? Has he done well at any events? What are people's reactions when they find out they are facing him? Cheers, Adam. P.S. Let's get you guys to Canada. Look, if you want to get me to Canada, I'll come.
I'll come.
I'll come.
Non-GBHL Steve will come. TTW Steve.
TTW Steve.
Yeah.
I'd love to come to Canada and see you all. Okay, Smaug in the tournament scene. Well,
Dave brought him. Dave Egan.
Dave Egan brought him to the Stockport event. Now the rules pack was geared not to really support you know, a Smaug being brought along, because the points vary. People who are writing tournament packs now have got that in consideration. So like, oh well, if I'm doing a 700 point tournament, you know, you don't want it to be an auto win for Smaug by being to the death all the time and, you know, Lords of Battle and the like. But Dave Egan actually played it in a kind of fun way.
He was awesome with it. Every opponent that I spoke to that he had said he wasn't that guy with it.
No, he wasn't.
He played it fun, which is what it should be done, really.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's really cool that he did that. So as such, I think a lot of people kind of enjoyed the experience. I think a lot of people were dreading the idea, like Jamie was really dreading the idea.
Some people wanted to play it, but didn't someone swap to play it?
Yes, Bradley Cobden.
Yeah, the Erebor.
He had an army of Thrallist and he was dying. He wanted to play. Well, he wanted to swap, but he got drawn against him naturally.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, which was
really, that was it. He said
he wanted
if I don't get drawn, will someone swap?
Yeah. But he did get drawn, which was happy. So yeah, I think that some people were dreading the idea. I can only think of one tournament where someone's brought him along competitively here in the UK, and that was for the awesome Awkward Taking of Smaug event by JT Noble over at Awkward Battles. Do recommend that you guys check out White Rose Fest, which is an outdoor kind of weekend event, which is going to be great fun. There's archery and all those kind of things.
It's a mini festival.
It's like a little Lord of the Rings SBG festival for the community, so definitely worth going and checking it out. Contact JT at Awkward Battles.
Are you going?
I'm not too sure. What's the dates?
I don't think I can go for the whole weekend, but if you're able to nip up for the day, I might come with you.
I might be able to do a day.
Yeah.
I think I'm in the same situation. I don't think I can do it the whole weekend, but it'd be great to go up there and just see everyone, and it should be an awesome event. But I think Jay Clare of the Middle Earth team, I think he took it along and he nearly won the event. I think there was a couple of rules changes part way through, but
he done well. He done well with it.
He done really well.
But we'll talk about Jay Clare here.
Yeah,
he's one of those guys.
He's done well with
does well with everything.
Camels.
Come on, Jay, give the rest of us a chance.
So yeah, we don't see him that much, but I'm not sure whether that's just because people aren't bringing the model to the tournament, or don't have the model, or haven't painted it.
I don't think it's an auto win in a tournament.
No, neither do I.
At all, because domination just swings mine straight off.
Well, the thing is, his base size can cover.
And if you're at a tournament where it's 60% plus terrain, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, that's true.
So
very, very, very true. So at your event, for example, let's say a Smaug gets drawn on a Goblin Town, what happens?
Tough.
Yeah. So what happens?
It's tough.
You can't deploy.
Forfeit. Don't be that guy.
Wow.
No, what I'll do, you'll always have room to deploy a Smaug on every board.
You're going to go around with your Smaug base.
Whether you'll be able to move him after, if you want to be that guy and you want to bring Smaug. But at my tournament, every board is going to be a part of Middle Earth, so some boards are going to benefit one person over another, and it just depends where you get drawn, what time you get drawn to. It's a fun tournament. It's not,
Yeah, I don't think he's the auto that you think. There's lots and lots of things that can stop that from happening, as mentioned. So yeah. Thank you very much for that, Adam Marcel. Next up we've got Callum Dees, but thanks guys, glad you enjoyed the question. I've been in such a hobby rut lately and haven't even looked at my collection in about 2 months. Any advice in terms of rekindling the interest? Also love the content involving Harry. Let's make it happen. Hashtag GBHL Harry.
Need some banners. GBHL Harry banners.
Flags. T-shirts.
Bunting.
Polo tops. Get it done. So in terms of rekindling his interest, well, watching videos is a good way of doing that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Watching the videos, especially like the bat reps, it always gives me that I just want to do something. If I'm at home and I've not got the oomph to get off my backside and go and finish a piece of terrain I'm doing, even just watching a bat rep just makes me want to do something hobby related. So yeah, there's loads of YouTube channels, GBHL being up there at the forefront, but there's loads of bat reps, there's loads of stuff out there, so yeah.
That's a good way of rekindling, and also looking forward to a tournament's a good idea as well. And try not to have it as such a daunting task. So let's say you are trying to paint an army, just get like 5 troops or 10 troops. I like trying to do.
Yeah, break it down into small chunks.
Break it down into small chunks and reward yourself with a hero or something at the end of that. Or even if you get despondent when you've done like 5 of them, then do a hero. That can be a bit more satisfying. Let's give that a go. So next up we've got Andreas. Again, he's put to Harry's comment, the last march of the Ents should be a special rule for Treebeard. No need to change the movement value, but once per game, Treebeard can call a heroic move with a 3+ movement value.
I'd rather have
I'd rather an 8-inch movement.
Yeah, I would. I mean, his strides.
Yeah, hence, if you're not going to make the Balrog fly, make him Sauron, 8-inch movement. These kind of things would make a...
I wouldn't make the Balrog fly.
But would you make it 8-inch movement?
Yeah, I'd make him move more.
If you have, those big things, those 60mm bases, I think, even trolls and stuff like that to a degree. Imagine they're a bit slower, aren't they?
Yeah, because they're a bit like cumbersome, aren't they?
They're a bit cumbersome, but yeah, I think that things like Ents and Ents are slow.
But it's the strides they take, though.
It's the strides, yeah.
I mean, did you see how quick they got across, towards Isengard?
This is true. It's true. What do you guys think? How would you fix it? Thanks for the contribution again, Andreas. Next up, we got Wartman RP. Thanks for touching on bat swarms. I asked about that last week. After I posted the question, I actually proxied them in a test game for Nova and did exactly as you suggested. They hung back behind my line and jumped on Thranduil on a horse. Oh, you naughty person. Along with a wild chieftain and a few wild wargs on the flank. Needless to say, the puppies ate well. Yeah, you brutal man. Brutal man. They were a solid purchase and will be staying in the army. Yeah, they're great. Bat swarms are brilliant.
Yeah. I only used them recently at Stockport. Put them in my Goblin Town list. I had to make the points up and I thought, right, well, I've got painted. It was the night before. Put a bat swarm in.
What did you have to do?
It was my favourite.
Do you have to make the points up?
Yeah.
There's no way!
It was. It was that or paint more goblins.
Yeah,
and I was sick of painting goblins. And they were awesome. Bat swarms were awesome.
Yeah, they are very,
because a lot of people are not too sure exactly what it is they do either, I found.
Halving fight value and...
they put it on, it's half fight, but you're like, what? I'm like, yes.
And they got a few attacks as well, haven't they? 4 attacks?
No, they've got 4 wounds, 2 attacks.
4 wounds, 2 attacks.
Yeah, okay. They're really good. Really good.
So definitely worth keeping them in your army, just having a couple there. Keeping with the theme of my questions recently for Nova Prep, I was looking over the Moria book and noticed that dwellers in the dark are a few points cheaper than cave trolls and mitigate many of their weaknesses, i.e. they have higher fighting courage and regain wounds. What are the pros and cons of dwellers versus cave trolls? Well, what you've mentioned there is a big one. So the thing with dwellers that I find is that heroes can take them down quite easily.
Bowfire is not a friend of the dweller either.
No, Bowfire, elven shooting, there's a lot of elven shooting in the game at the moment.
Yeah.
Because they're defense 3, aren't they? Or 5?
Defense 5.
Defense 5, yeah. So it's 5
They are really good. They are awesome because they're a monster. Anyway, as you know, it's a troop, it's a monster, 75 points, but it's their special rule. Because if you get them in on infantry, they're going to kill. So any wounds that they've taken previously, they're going to get back. But once you're in, you're laughing. But it's getting them in, especially if your opponent's got bowfire.
The lack of heroic stats are an issue for both of those types of monsters. So it's when you can get in a hero that can afford to spend the might to do them and do the usual things to get rid of a monster. Like a hero should be able to take down a dweller, in 1 or 2 turns.
I've used a dweller, but I would never put him in against heroes.
No.
He's a troop. It's just a crunch through troops.
You've never put him in against heroes?
No. Well, I have done.
GW.
Yeah, I have done, but I learned.
That was a great game.
I learned from my mistakes. That's how you learn these things.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. It was a really, really good game. Courage can be a problem for cave trolls as well. Like just focusing on the rest of the army and everything, and they're fight value 6, aren't they? So they match heroes.
Yeah.
But again, heroes are going to be able to strike up and those types of things. So really, you want them to be battering down troops where possible, and hurling troops and barging into things. And if you're going to get on the hero, you barge into the hero that's a lower fight value or something, or hasn't had an opportunity to throw a strike.
I've never used a cave troll, the whole time I've been playing the game.
I don't think I have either, actually, to be perfectly honest. We've only got 2 more questions here. We've got Jonathan Tovey. He's put Harry for GBHL 2016 #GBHL Harry. Lots of Harry love this week. It's been the episode of Harry love.
His ears will be burning.
Poor Steve. Maybe next week will be the week of Steve love.
that sounds wrong. Don't watch that video.
Do you think the Middle Earth team will make an Iron Hills captain? I personally hope they will, as the Airborne captain is possibly my favourite Hobbit range miniature. I think the sculpt is awesome. That face sculpt. Airborne captain's a cool sculpt.
Yeah, without a doubt they're going to make an Iron Hills.
Yeah, got to. I think so. I think that's got to be a must.
Yeah.
And we're going to finish off with Jeremy Smith. Hey Jeremy Smith, good to speak to you, man. He's put speak, long time since posting, but also a long time since James has been on the show too. He's a big fan of mine. Big fan, aren't you, Jez a Smudge? Huh? He hates that. I hope you and your wife are well. Friend, Jamie, where did you go to in America and did you get to play any games? I'm not sure where he went. Where did he go last week?
I can't remember what it was.
I think he was demoing.
Yeah, it wasn't SBG related.
It wasn't SBG related, unfortunately. Question, besides Harry getting the GBHL nod, who else is under consideration?
Come on.
First AJ Smith sign off. Well, it depends. I mean, who would you like to see? Who would you like to see making content on the channel? I think what we've got to look at here is that there is, of course, being a bit of a difficulty for Jamie and I to get together, which is a shame. And it's much easier for Jamie to get together. It's much easier for me to get together with Harry than with Jamie. But in all fairness,
he's a busy man, Jamie, these days.
He's a busy dude. He's going places. So
back to his mum's, I think. Sorry, man.
That was good.
You set that up.
I did. I set it up. I didn't even see it coming. Good stuff. So yeah, because of that, that's obviously created an opportunity for Harry to be able to go and make that content with him. But I'd expect to see Harry making some content with me because it's quite convenient at the moment for Harry to see me. To be fair, the person I get to see the most in terms of hobbying is Steve. So if Jamie's making content with Harry, there's a high chance that I would be making content with Steve. So, who knows? Do you think he'd be up for the task?
40k a year, sort of.
Well, there we go. So let us know below. Thanks for joining us for Speak Friend and Question as always. I hope you've enjoyed it this week. Sorry that you couldn't have GBHL Jamie or GBHL Harry. You might have all 3 of us next week. You never ever know. Oh no, we can't. I'm at a wedding in Spain, so I think we'll be back to maybe Jamie and Harry or one or the other next week. So make sure that you put your comments below if you want your questions answered. You enjoyed being back on the show?
Yeah, it's been good, fun.
Good. Thank you very much for all of your help.
No problem.
Steve, I'm sorry that there wasn't a lot of love on there for you. But maybe next week. Maybe
I thought I was going to come on here, you know, hashtag Steve for the win and all that. But...
No, it wasn't a single hashtag Steve. No, we love cool Steve. Can you remember when that used to happen?
Yeah.
Long time ago now. So guys, you know what to do. Don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe. Make sure that you support your Hobbit host by checking the links in the video description below. Go and check out our Facebook page and our Twitter. Support your Hobbit hobby and...
Happy strategy battle gaming.